This conference will now Canada, with two vibrant cities, Montreal and Quebec City, in the incredible Gaspé Peninsula. Hi, I'm Melinda Bourgeois. I'm the owner of Travel Central, who has been in business in the New Orleans area for 32 years. We are a team of highly qualified and trained travel advisors whose only goal is to provide you with a seamless, stress-free vacation from the planning process to your return home. And today, we are very fortunate to have a guest speaker with us, Natalie Laponte, who is the project manager for the Quebec Maritime, which is the Maritime Province Tourism Board. She lives in the region and she'll be exploring with us today. A couple of housekeeping items. If you want to have questions, we'll answer all questions in the end. Please type in your chat box, and at the end, we'll answer them all. And we're also having a little door prize. We have two $25 gift cards, and the way to win a gift card is after the presentation, go to our Facebook page, go to the event, the Quebec presentation, and share what you can't wait to see in Quebec. Winners will be randomly selected at 4 p.m. today. Thank you. Now let's get started. Who says you have to cross the Atlantic to dive into European culture? Croissant-scented cobblestone avenues are much closer than you think. Follow your nose to the cafe-lined promenades of Quebec City, your ears to the music-filled streets of Montreal, and your eyes to the sweeping views of the Gaspé Peninsula on this 11-day tour of French Canada. What I love about this tour, it offers everything: wine, food, hiking, whale watching, UNESCO sites, and incredible scenery. Just in case any of y'all are unfamiliar with where Quebec is Quebec City, which is in the province of Quebec. And on this map, you can see that Quebec is one of the largest provinces in Canada. I love this because if you look at the weather, the temperatures range from 50 in the evenings to 7 during the days. And from New Orleans and South Louisiana, that is incredible weather in the summertime. Just some fun facts about Quebec. They have 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Poutine, a French fries with cheese and gravy, is famous. The TV was invented there. I say it must be those long, cold winters. So let's get going onto the trip. We start this vacation in Montreal. It's the second largest city in Canada and a day of leisure upon your arrival. This afternoon, you can enjoy things like Little Italy, which is a farmer's market in the North End, or visit a chateau, a historic private mansion from the French bourgeoisie. In the evening, you can enjoy the Montreal Comedy Club, or something really unique is they have a floating spa housed in a historic river ferryboat. But the day is yours to enjoy as you please. A fun fact about Quebec, they have a high tide, 16-foot tides, and people actually surf in the tide in Montreal. During the next day, we'll be taking some history of Montreal. Montreal dates back to the 16th century. It was originally a missionary settlement, but soon became a fur trading center, and a role that was enhanced after the conquest of New France by the British. French Canadians are the majority population in Montreal, which is often said to be the second largest French-speaking city in the world after Paris. Take in Notre Dame Cathedral, the old seminary Solstice, or in a drop up to the top of the Mount Royal to see the panoramic view of the city. And now we leave the big city and we head down the Navigator's Route of the St. Lawrence River. And now I'll turn it over to Natalie, who is from the area, who actually lives in the first city that we're going to, Rimouski. So Natalie.
Thank you, Melinda. It's a pleasure to be with you today. And let's start this great peninsula tour, Gaspé Peninsula tour right now. So with the Navigator Route, you'll get into the Kamouraska region. Can we change the slide, please? Thank you. As you can see on this map, I'm just showing you the road that you're going to do on this great itinerary. And it's you're going around the peninsula, the Gaspé Peninsula, counterclockwise. And that's what we recommend to see the best scenery. So that way, you'll have always the St. Lawrence River on your right-hand side, and it's the most easiest and picturesque way to travel around the peninsula. Next slide. And this itinerary is great, and the Gaspé Peninsula has been recommended of one of the 20 places of a lifetime to visit. And it's a National Geographic that is doing this recommendation. So it's a wonderful region to visit once in a lifetime. Next slide, please. And so let's start with the Navigator Route. This road will take you through the Kamouraska region, where you're gonna be able to visit nice Victorian villages. You'll see fishermen doing their practice their way of life, and you'll travel along the St. Lawrence, and you'll be able to visit those nice villages. You'll be able to find a little bakery, little arts and craft shop, art galleries. There's a lot to discover in the Kamouraska region along the Navigator Route. And the Navigator Route will take you to Rimouski. This is where I'm located, and I'm happy to say that it's snowing right now in Rimouski. But in July, don't worry, you'll have a wonderful weather. And we're located right along the St. Lawrence. And so the hotel are right in front of the St. Lawrence River, and you'll be able to watch a great sunset. And by the way, our sunset have been rated the second best sunset in the world. So we're pretty proud of those. And the morning after, in Rimouski, you'll be able to visit the historic maritime site. Next slide, please. So in Pointe-au-Père, the maritime historical site, that's where you'll be able to climb in the lighthouse if you like, to visit the submarine, and also you'll be able the Empress of Ireland Museum. The Empress of Ireland is a ship that sank in the St. Lawrence River, and it's the worst maritime tragedy in Canadian history. So it's a tragic accident, and we have a museum that talked about that incident, but we also have a submarine, as you can see on the picture, and you'll be able to visit the submarine and see inside what it looks like and what it feels like to be in a submarine. And then afterwards, you'll go into the Matapija Valley. And in this great valley, you'll follow the Matapija River, and this river is known internationally for the salmon fishing. And if you're lucky, and I'm pretty sure you will be, you'll be able to see those fishermen right in the river and trying to catch a salmon. And this river, this region is also known for their covered bridge. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to take a great picture of one. And then it's off to the Baie des Chaleurs, or the Chaleur Bay. And in this great region, you'll visit the Miguasha Museum, National Park of Miguasha, and it's specialized in fossils, and it's part of the UNESCO Heritage Site. And it's a great place to learn more about paleontology, and there's so many fossils at that site that they're known around the world. And in the Baie des Chaleurs, in the Chaleur Bay, as you can see, it got this a great summer vacation vibe with the sails boat. And this is where not most, but a lot of people from Quebec go for their vacation with their family. And it's known also for the Acadian history. And you'll learn, and what I like about this itinerary is that you learn a lot about the history, nature, and culture also. And don't forget the food. Of course, we have great food. But when we talk about history, this site, the Bande-Pêche de Passepébiac National Historic Site, is great. They still have 11th building from the 1800th century, and you will learn about the cod fishing industry and the boat and the shipbuilding industry. And when you go from one building to the other, you'll have a different guide, as you can, like this gentleman that you can see on the, and they will share with you what it was, how it was to live in the 1700s or the 1800s in this part of the Gaspé Peninsula. So it's a really nice experience, and you'll laugh for sure with the blacksmith is a great guy, and I'm sure you'll have a nice story to talk about afterward. And then it's off to Percy with the Percy Rock that you can see on the middle, in the picture in the middle. A very colorful village, as you can see. A lot of historical buildings, the local pub, and a general store. And it was at the beginning, it was a small fishing village, but now it's tourism is a big part of this village, and you'll find everything you need in Percy: restaurants, boutiques, art gallery, museum, boat excursions, everything. You'll find everything that you need in Percy. But the main star of Percy is the Percy Rock. And here we go. So that's the major star of the Gaspé Peninsula. As you can see, it's pretty big. It's 1,200 feet long and 450 feet high. And it's possible to take an excursion that goes around the Percy Rock, and the same excursion will take you to the National Park of the Bonaventure Island. If you can forward this slide, here we go. So at the Bonaventure Island National Park, you'll take one of those boats that will take you there. It's an excursion with the boat that will take you about 75 minutes. So you'll go all around the Percy Rock and then around the island, and you'll be able to walk up to this great northern gannets colony. There's more than 110,000 birds on this island that come back every year to nestle on the island. So it's a 45 minutes walk to get to the kelp colony, and it's a really great experience. As you can see, you're right next to those birds, and the point of view from the island to the shore is just magnificent. The scenery is wonderful. And back to the village of Percy. You'll be able to enjoy a great meal. If you like seafood, it's going to be a perfect place for you all around the peninsula, from Rimouski to Quebec City, you'll have a great time with food. But if you like lobster, crab, scallops, shrimps, and fish, it's just great. We love our food, we love our wine, so we'll be more than happy to share with you this great experience. And most of the restaurants in Percy, they have view of the rock or the island, the Bonaventure Island. So it's always a nice place to enjoy a great meal. And then the next part of the trip you'll be able to see the Furrya National Park. And this is a great park, and it's located on the eastern tip of the peninsula. So you'll be at the almost at the end of the world, as we see here. And maybe you'll be lucky and you'll be able to see a black bear or maybe a whale or two, you never know. But we'll talk about whales later. And I like to describe this next stretch of road on the north shore of the peninsula. This is the Lighthouse Trail. As you'll see on the next slide, there's 3 great lighthouses, and those lighthouses are located right next to the main road, so you cannot miss them. Here we go. And those lighthouses, you'll see them in the same afternoon, one after the other. The first one on the right-hand side is the Cap des Rosiers. The one in the middle is La Marque, Cap de Madeleine, and the third one on the left is La Marque. And you can see that they're all different, always white and red or red and white. And they're just a part of our history here in the region. And then you'll be in Matane, and afterwards you'll have the chance to visit the Refford Gardens. The Refford Gardens have been created by Elsie Refford. She inherited this great property from her uncle, who was a man who was part of the Canadian Railway adventure. And this, at the beginning, this property was a fishing camp. And Elsie took over, and she loved fishing. So she was enjoying the grounds, and she was able to go fishing. But she discovered another great pastime from her, and it was for her, and it was horticulture. And she really loved plants. So she created about 10 different gardens on the property, and they're still there today, and it's open to the public. And you'll have the chance to visit the property and the gardens, and even to have a lunch at the mansion of the Refford Gardens. And this is a great, wonderful place to visit. And I'm pretty sure you'll have the opportunity to learn more about Elsie Refford. And she had 3 different passions in her life. And it was, of course, salmon fishing, flowers, and politics. So she was a very special lady. So I'm very hopeful that you'll learn more about Elsie Refford. And then you'll be off to Quebec City. And from your stay in Quebec City, you'll be able to go and discover Tadoussac and the great region of Charlevoix. And Tadoussac is known for to be the best place in North America to see whales. We have 13 different species of whales that you can observe in the marine, in the St. Lawrence St. Lawrence and Saguenay River Marine Park. So you'll be able to see belugas, fin whales, minke whales. We have blue whales, humpback whales, even sometimes a sperm whale. So it's different. The excursion that you'll take will be on a ship, on a boat like the one that you see right now on the screen, and it's around 3 hours. This excursion, and I hope that you'll be able to see different whales around this great area from the St. Lawrence and the Tadoussac village. And you'll to go from Quebec City to Tadoussac, you'll go through the region of Charlevoix, and you'll be able to stop at a cheese factory owned by still owned by the same family from a few generations, and you'll be able to taste the local products, cheese that are known from.
Thank you, Natalie. I feel very fortunate that we had your expertise and information on the Maritime region. And so from the Maritime region on this tour, you actually go over to Quebec City. We will answer questions at the end. So if anyone has questions for Natalie, it's just a few more pictures about Quebec City, and then we can answer questions. So please share any questions you might have in the chat box. I do want to say, someone asked a question earlier. This is a motor coach tour. It is not a cruise ship. It's a motor coach that's going to go from Montreal around the whole Gaspé Peninsula into Quebec City, but then a transfer back to Montreal for flights home to wherever your hometown is. It is open. Someone asked if it was open to Americans and Canadians, and it is open to both Americans and Canadians. So we welcome everyone. So let's talk a little bit about Quebec now. Quebec is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which became British in 1759, but it was the center of New France. If any of y'all are from New Orleans, y'all will know that we're French as well. And even though we were Spanish for most of our history, we remained French in our culture. And I think Quebec City is the same. While you're in Quebec City, there's so many choices. You can explore the Parisian ambiance by visiting in the Petite Champlain district, or you can explore the First Nations people at a museum called the Huron-Wendat people. It's 15 minutes from Quebec City, and you get a free shuttle. Or you can go to one of the oldest basilicas in North America, which is the St. Anne Basilica. It's one of the 5 national shrines in Quebec that's been there for 350 years. For all of its 400 years of incredible history, Quebec is still very much alive. It's full of charming little streets and local shops. Old Quebec is best visited on foot, but there is an upper and lower Quebec City. And to get between the two, there is a vernacular. There's 30 sets of stairs, or what I think is interesting, they have the breakneck steps, which is 59 steps and a very steep incline. So we'll have the opportunity to tour the only walled city north of Mexico, Old Quebec. There's a magnificent terrace along the St. Lawrence River, which will be able to see the St. Lawrence River and the Chateau Frontenac, which is the famous hotel in the middle of town. We will not be staying at the Chateau, but obviously I'd recommend going to visit it. We'll visit the remains of St. Louis Fort and Chateau, and the Palace Royal. It's a historical gem where Quebec City was officially founded. Again, the French were it was New France. The French lost to the English in 1759, and there is the big park there. It's a big urban park, was originally where the battle was. There's also a museum if you like military history in the Citadel, which is a really beautiful place to visit. Well, most of us like food. Quebec claims to have more gourmet restaurants per capita than any other city on the continent. At the heart of Quebec City food scene are ingredients made in and around the city. Cheese producers, apple orchards, berry farms, a multitude of wineries and cider producer, and the maple products from Quebec's famous sugar shacks are all commonly found in the meals in Quebec City. And of course, you can enjoy the French-inspired cuisine all around the city. So now this is the hotels that we'll be staying in throughout. The good news is this is only total miles between Montreal and Pierce, which is the furthest north that we go, is only 500 miles, and that's over 10 days. So we'll be spending a lot of time enjoying the destinations that we go to. The hotels are a mix of large and modern and quaint and riverside, since we're following the St. Lawrence River. Many people ask, why should I do a guided vacation? And one of the biggest reasons I think that you do a guided vacation is because you have a tour guide. You don't have to drive, you don't get lost, and you don't have to argue with your better half about where to go next. But in the new world of today, and the things that people ask, you're in your own little travel bubble. Globus Tours has checked all the hotels, museums, and restaurants to ensure they're open. They know the opening hours, and they make sure they're following all the current health and safety guidelines of the current time. I think this is a question people always ask. In today's world, people are more concerned about cleanliness and staying healthy while traveling, and all the suppliers Travel Central works with have gone above and beyond to enhance current protocols and implement new ones. And all have rolled out new flexibility policies if you need to make changes to your reservation in 2021 or 22. So, are you ready to say bonjour to teeny fishing villages, giant beluga whales, and the grandest of views as you cruise around the imposing Percy Rock? Follow the banks of the St. Lawrence River to the cliffs of the Gulf. Your taste of the old world awaits. This vacation is available. I'm going to be traveling on this vacation. Again, I'm Melinda Bourgeois, owner of Travel Central, July 21st to the 31st. Other days or dates are available if that does not work for your calendar. The price, I think, is very reasonable for a 10-night vacation starting at $26.25. That does include taxes and a 10% off for bookings before January 15th. They are limiting the number of people on the motor coach, so a deposit is due as soon as possible to guarantee space and availability. Currently, we're not doing air. We'll be doing air in January, but the air round trip Montreal from the New Orleans area starts at $450, but we can check air from anywhere. Again, this doesn't include your accommodations, your breakfasts, lunches, and three-course dinners. It also includes a professional tour guide throughout. We do like to explore the world with our clients virtually. We do have other experiences coming up. This includes the next one is going to be on Sicily and Malta, and the best of Holland and Belgium, so in Japan. So please join us. All of them are on our Facebook page, our website, as well as on Eventbrite. We thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. So I will make sure I'm going to send an email to everyone who joined us with the recording of this presentation. It also will be on our website and Facebook page. Again, if you go to Facebook, go to Travel Central's Facebook page and put your favorite thing about Quebec on there, you'll be put a drawing for a $25 gift card. Again, thank you for joining. And Natalie, we do appreciate you traveling. And yes, there are solo pricing, and I'll make sure to include that in the information for you. Thank you. There is an extra charge for solo travelers. Thank you. Should I just close now?